I was also deeply troubled by the data you shared around Be Heard. So I'll just walk through the data that I think I heard, and you can correct me if I said something.
I got to get it out.
You get it out. I'll talk while you get it out.
Okay.
So 4.3 million calls to 911 annually. You said that in the first 4 months of this year, only 17,961 of the calls you received were appropriate for Be Heard. Is that right?
Hold on.
Yeah, Alex says
yes, that is correct.
So that's about 54,000 calls annually. So 54,000 calls out of 4.3 million is that 1.2% of calls into 911 are appropriate for Be Heard, according to the police department's view.
So the total number of non-violent, non-weapon calls
EDP.
for emotionally disturbed persons in 2024 was 85,793. So we believe that if you say that that's going to be constant every year, or the percentage is about 2% of 911 calls for service under the current criteria.
Right, so I had you at 1.2 based on the first 4 months of this year. You're saying in 24 it was a little higher, but in that range. So firstly, I just think for this administration, it's taking a different approach, that we want to invest in alternative responses for nonviolent situations. Saying that 1 to 2% of our calls is appropriate for Be Heard, I think is unfortunate. But even more troubling, which is not on your plate, is that for 97% of the calls year to date, just 1,411 out of the 17,961 calls that were appropriate for Be Heard, according to you, just 2.6% of those calls were actually responded to by Be Heard. So
I have 1,411 out of 17,961.
So that's
7.9% from January 1st to April 30th.
So to put a finer point on all of that, that is 0.01% of calls that Be Heard is responding to. 0.01% of calls. That is so small, it's a rounding error, it's negligible. Does the program even exist? We're spending gosh knows how many hundreds of millions of dollars on this program. It was functioning at some point. It doesn't seem like it's even functioning today. So we have some questions for the fire department and health and hospitals for why Be Heard is essentially irrelevant. I think that of the lowest of low-hanging fruit in the vision of what the Office of Community Safety can be, and eventually the Department of Community Safety, to my colleagues, was that nicely done? Thank you, Nan. We got a co-sponsor in the room. This is the lowest of low-hanging fruit, and it's an embarrassment. I'll do round 2 because I talk too much. Brooklyn Central booking has been a serious problem. I'm grateful